What's up, folks? This is Chris, time for Anubis. It's Thursday. I missed last Thursday, so you're getting a double Thursday. Oh my god, it's so vivid. What does it mean? So, what I'm going to talk to you guys now about is a piece of hardware that I purchased recently that is really giving me a lot of ideas, giving me a lot of possibilities, and is incredibly expandable and very, very versatile despite its appearance, despite its small size, and despite what it might look like it's able to do. This is what's called a Raspberry Pi. It's a 512 megabyte single board computer. This thing is a computer that you can attach a keyboard, mouse, monitor to, connect it to a network, and it is a computer. Now, what goes on with this is you've got, first of all, you've got an HDMI port. You can use that to plug an HDMI cable and connect it to a monitor. Here you have your Ethernet port. You need to connect it to a network connected to the internet. Two USB ports can be used to connect USB keyboards, mice, flash drives, network adapters, etc. You got a 3.5 millimeter audio jack for regular stereo audio. You've got an RCA video jack. If you don't have an HDMI on your television, you can use a regular, like this thing. You have a whole bunch of input-output pins that those are used for more advanced stuff. You have a couple ports here for auxiliary equipment. You have the SD card port, which holds an SD card, and that's what the operating system is on. And then you have your regular power adapter, which you can use for anything that charges a cell phone. Can the sort of USB port that charges a cell phone. So what I'm going to do is I have two SD cards. Each has a different OS on it. We're going to boot each one and see. And I'm going to show you how it works and how everything is set up. Okay, so I've connected my SD card, my HDMI cable, and I've connected a receiver for a wireless keyboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up. The way you turn the Raspberry Pi on is simply to plug it in. It doesn't have an onboard on-off switch. You just plug it in to turn it on and shut it down, then plug it out to turn it off. Let me just give it a second to boot up. Right now it's booting into Raspbian, which is a Raspberry Pi specific version of the Debian distribution of Linux. And as soon as it's done, we're going to be able to log in. Give it a second. Here we go. So we log in now. The default login is Pi. The default password is Raspberry. So now we're in, and we can use the command line interface here to interact with it, but right now I'm going to go and boot into the graphic user interface. So to do that, I type in start X, hit enter, or command is ARTX. And now it's starting to boot into the GUI. So here we have a set of icons. Comes with a bunch of programs. We got a web browser here. I don't have my network cable connected, so it won't do very much. You have your You have the Wi-Fi config program and a whole bunch of various things. It has a few games on it, but that's Raspbian. So right now I'm going to shut it down. And you can see it's generally just like a regular computer. As soon as that's all done, I'm going to unplug it and we'll boot into the other SD card I have. Alright, so once again, I've got my HDMI cable, my wireless receiver for the keyboard, as well as my SD card with the other one, as well as I also attached a USB flash drive, which you'll see why later. Right now I'm going to plug it in and start booting up. So right now what it's doing is booting into RasBMC, which is a Raspberry Pi version of the XBMC home theater PC software. XBMC is really expansive. I believe it's open source home theater PC software that a lot of it's one of the top most recommended pieces of software if you're running a home theater PC. For those who don't know what a home theater PC is, basically a computer hooked into your TV that you watch media through. So as soon as it boots up, you got all sorts of stuff. You got picture. It's a home media center in a small, very lightweight package. You got all sorts of different things. Right now I'm going to go into videos, take a look at the files I have. There's my drive, and I've got a few anime in here. As you can see, it runs very, very smoothly. So next go back to the menu, and it also works for add-ons. So I have some video add-ons here. None of them are going to work because I don't have the Ethernet cable attached, but everything works just like your regular computer XBMC would, just on a very lightweight, very small, very low spec, well, not really low spec, but very lightweight, very manageable package. So that's the Raspberry Pi. You can expect a lot of videos of it in the future. I have a lot of really cool plans for mine. I plan on building a mobile media sharing box where you can connect to a network and share media with other people on that network. I plan on building an enclosure for it out of an old ammo box, and I actually plan on getting one or two more to do sort of simultaneous operations. The one I have now it's going to be mostly used as a media box, and I plan on getting some hardware for that, like a disk drive, a connected hard drive, etc. So expect more videos on the Raspberry Pi. I'm really excited about it. I think it's a really cool piece of hardware, and that's it for me. I'll see you next Thursday.